This is the PL-89 Gematriatic Quantum Thought Calendar for Sunday. That would be Sunday, April 12th, 2026. And it is Yom Rishon, which is the first day of the week. In Israel, Sunday is the first day of the week as opposed to Monday. It's Yom Rishon, the 25th day of Nisan, and it's the 10th day of the Omer, and it's the 10th day in the Omer. So, some people count it, today is 10 days of the Omer, like La Omer, or 10 days in the Omer, Ba Omer. So, 5786, the Parsha of the week is a double Parsha, Tazria Mitzorah, and Daf Yomi today is Menachot 91. This calendar has been in use in some way or another since 2012, and now it's 2026, and it's approaching 14 years. Depending when you start the count from, but in some months of the year it's already 14 years old, but in its completed form it will turn 14 in September. And it's a work that it's one part of it is coming to an end, but another part is only just beginning. And it started as something that I didn't even know what it was. And then I ascribed different things to it over the years. It had its different phases and different things. It was called the Mercury calendar, based on the planet Mercury. And it was just some kind of a counting thing that I didn't know what it was. But as it stands now, it is a lunar and solar calendar, and the possibility of any other calendar, or you could say it's every calendar in one. And it's a theory of everything presented in calendar form, is how I like to describe it. And the method through which the theory of everything is administered, through the way it's computed or the way it's done, is through gematria. Gematria is the process of assigning a numerical value to a letter, giving every letter is a number, and every word is a number, and phrases are numbers, sentences are numbers. It's all numbers. So one number is like a picture, and the saying goes, a picture is worth 1,000 words, or something like that. And so too as a number. A number is like a picture, and many words can be that. And it's the way it is. It's a lunar and solar calendar. The lunar calendar is represented by the Gregorian calendar, which is the lunar calendar, and the solar calendar is Gregorian, 365 day a year, and the lunar calendar is the Jewish calendar, Hebrew calendar, which is 354 days. It goes by the months, really. And so on the lunar calendar, it is today the 25th day of Nisan. So 25 will be 10-day twilight 5. It's actually, we've completed the whole cycle, and we're in the last 10 days of the cycle. So it would be T5 over here. It has a value of 5. And as far as the solar, is April 12th, and it's in box, printed the number 12 on it. And not to think that every one of these boxes is the same box number as the day. 12 is a very unique number in this calendar, in that the day of the calendar, whatever dispensation we're in, is going to be 12, and the box number is 12. That's not so with many boxes. For example, this is 12, but the 11th day is a 3. 10th day is 35. 9th day is 26. The 8th day is close to it, but not exactly. It's 18. So you still have that 8 at the end. But many numbers, there's only a few numbers on this calendar that the day of the month matches the box number. And I call those integral numbers. Those are the integral numbers of this calendar. Some of them I understand, some of them I don't quite understand. It's a calendar based on 8-day weeks, so I can see why 16 would be an integral number, because the sequence is 8 plus 9 up until 40. At 40 it resets, goes back to 0 again. So after two weeks, so to speak, 2 8-day weeks, the box number 16, I can see that. But I don't see exactly why the second month 14 matches that as an integral number. Why would 14 match the 14th day of the month based on 8 plus 9? I'm not sure why. Another number like that is 30. 30 matches. There's some other numbers too, but for now, let's get back to the lunar and solar process. The lunar number would be 5 because we're in T5, and the solar number is 12. So then they're added together. 17 would be the PL-89 number for today. Okay, great. Now what do you do with 17? 17 becomes a word. The word 17, spelled SEVENTEEN, which has a numerical value of 109 exactly. Meaning, in the standard, the classic English gematria cipher, the universal, A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, etc. until Z, which equals 26, because there are 26 letters. And if you do 17, spell it all out, and each letter is a number, you add them all together, like S is 19, the 19th letter, E is 5, because it's the 5th letter, V is 22, 22nd letter, etc. If you add 17 all letters together, it equals 109. Great. Now what do you do with 109? It's a number 109, so you spell that as a word. 109. I don't put ands in it. You could, but that would be a different set of numbers. As long as you're staying consistent, you can do this in any way you'd like. You don't have to do it 100. You could do 109. You could do 109. You could do 109. 109. It doesn't matter how you do it. As long as you keep to the same, it will develop a pattern that eventually it will repeat. And I'm very, very interested in those repeats. Once you get to that point, you can go 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 iterations, and then eventually it will repeat. And you can do this actually with any language as well. I say this not because I've tried it, but because I've tried it with different numbers. But I also do Hebrew gematria, and I haven't taken the Hebrew gematria to its what I call black hole, or to the or white hole, maybe you could call it the infinite loop, the point where it repeats. But I'm fairly certain that it would do the same thing. There isn't any reason why it shouldn't. So that's it. That's the process for today. And like I mentioned earlier, or maybe in previous videos, the PL-89, as it stands now, is coming to a close. These are the last few weeks of it, where I'll be making videos of these PL-89s until something else comes up, or maybe I'll start a new series. But basically, the PL-89 work is complete. I spent 14 years doing this, and in these 14 years, the pattern and the momentum and the template is set. Just to reiterate it, just to go over it, there's 3 dispensations. These dispensations go to the particular type of month. In astrology, there are 3 types of months, known as cardinal, fixed, and mutable. And they, in terms of seasons, they represent the beginning of the season, the middle of the season, and the end of the season. And there are 4 seasons a year. Cardinal is the beginning, fixed is the middle, and mutable is the end. The first dispensation of this calendar started in late summer, very late summer, like end of August, September time of 2012. It's known as Elul in Hebrew calendar. That's when it first got started, and the dispensation 1 lasted 8 years. In that dispensation 1, the starting point is counterintuitively, surprisingly, not what you would think. It doesn't start from 1. It started from the end. So 1 is 3 in that sense. Dispensation 1 starts from 3, which means mutable, then cardinal, then fixed. And that pattern went on for 8 complete years. Right? Maybe not exactly 8 full years, maybe 7 years and 7.5 years, but 8 years. If you're looking, if you count this calendar from the springtime, then it was 8 years. Yeah. So I just say 8 years. 2012 to 2020, 8 years. 7.5, but really 8 years. Okay. That's dispensation 1. Dispensation 2 started the month that Corona started, or what came to be known as COVID. Started out as Corona in March, but I will say March 24th. I know that, it may have started earlier, March 14th maybe, Corona, and maybe vestiges of it were even before that. But this second dispensation, as it's called, started March 24th. I remember it exactly. It's when the first talks of flat Earth got mentioned, and it went on for 4 years that way. So it halved, 8, 4, up until May of 2024. May 2024 started the third dispensation. Oh, the second dispensation changed the order. And the second dispensation, the middle, is what you would think it is. So I think this calendar has a thing about middles. And you'll see why at the end. Because the way you would think it would go, as beginning, middle, end, actually doesn't start in the beginning. It starts in the middle. Like that. So the second dispensation, which is the middle one, starts cardinal first, fixed second, mutable third. That's how you would think. That's the normal way you would think. Most people would say that's how you should start it out. But no. It should go beginning, start it out like that, middle, start the second one, and the end, the third one. That's intuitive. But the way I was working is counterintuitive. Counterintuitive. Okay? Fine? What are we holding now? Well, that system went for 4 years that way now. Spring, late spring, May of 2024, this changed again. And that phase was the last phase, the third phase, which we're finishing right now. And then halved again, 4 years and 2 years. So May 24 until now is 2 years. And the only thing left was fixed. So for 2 years, fixed started out. So it would start out fixed, and then it would go mutable, and then cardinal. And now we're finishing that phase as of May 9th, let's say, of this year. We're in April, holding April 12th, so we have like less than a month, maybe. Yeah. Let's just say a month left. Right? Wow. The next phase after that would half again. And that will be a year, which will take us, interestingly enough, to the Siyam Hashas. And that's very interesting. God willing. So, PL-89. There it is.